inside bikes, I'm riding a bike I'm really looking forward to. Now, one of my favourite bikes I've ridden in this channel over the last couple of years is Royal Enfield's Interceptor 650. Just a cool retro bike that's got nothing much about it, but got loads about it, loads of character to it. And this was launched over the winter. It's Royal Enfield's Bear 650. Now, it's basically a scrambler version of that Interceptor. Few differences. It's got bigger front wheel, smaller back wheel, slightly longer suspension, it's a bit heavier, but basically the same engine, different ergonomics, and a little bit more money, actually £700 more than the Interceptor. So quite interested to see how it rides. And it's kind of your classic scrambler, really. They've given it a more sit up and beg style. I've got to be honest, right, I love the Interceptor. There's not a lot of money. I really love that bike. I think it does what it's meant to do really well, and it's definitely one of my dream garage. First impressions, I didn't like this quite as much, but it's more a matter of personal taste than anything else. Those handlebars are wide and high, so I feel like a bit of a sail. Seat's quite firm, and I'm not that keen on the gear lever positioning. I found it really difficult. I've got little feet, so I don't know, some of my bigger feet might find it a little bit more difficult. But what they're trying to do is they're not trying to appeal to older riders like me as they are with the Interceptor. They're trying to appeal to a younger, cooler audience. And one thing the Royal Enfield's marketing guys have done really well is they've given a massive backstory to this. Now, this is the top of the range model. Prices start at £6,700, just under £6,800. This is the top of the range model with this interesting colour scheme. I like it. It's quite interesting, but it harks back to where the bike got its name, the 1960 Big Bear run, which was a rally held in the Californian deserts, and it was won by a rider 16 years old called Eddie Mulder, later known as Fast Eddie, unsurprisingly enough. Now, Eddie Mulder won this on a Royal Enfield. They got massive publicity around it. What they don't tell you is that Fast Eddie went on to be a bit of a legend in the 60s and 70s, and he was a Triumph factory rider in all those years. He was a real Triumph hero. But let's not get facts getting away of the story. This is a tribute to Fast Eddie Mulder. So the 249 there, that's actually his race number in that big event. And I think they're going for that younger audience. They're going for the sort of the hipster audience. And I think, you know what, they've done a great job with that. The engine is what you'd expect from the Interceptor. Mellow, makes 47 brake horsepower, so it's right on the limit for A2 licence holders. Whether it's been throttled back or whether there's much more in it, I don't know, but it feels like it's got more than enough. That dashboard, a nice TFT dashboard, which looks retro but actually quite modern inside, and it's got the little touches that we've really admired from Royal Enfields over the years. You know, they are quite budget bikes, but ultimately a little detailing on the seat, the tank, everything just looks absolutely spot on. And this bike sort of sits in its own sort of place in the market. It's just under £7,000 for this. Put into comparison, Triumph Scrambler 900's close to 10 grand. And it's a big step up from the likes of Triumph Scrambler 400. So it's in a fairly unique position in the market, and I think they should do quite well with it. Personally, I would prefer the Interceptor. That's still the bike that's in my dream garage. You know, I think the Interceptor's a little bit lighter, a little bit sharper handling. I prefer the ergonomics on it, and it's a good chunk cheaper, 700 quid cheaper. So I still would go with Interceptor, but if you like this, if you think it's the sort of thing that you can see yourself riding around on, you're not going to go far wrong with it. It's another great hit from Royal Enfield. And although maybe I'm not as big a fan of this bike as I am the Interceptor, I have really enjoyed it. So you know what I'm going to do? When I rode the Interceptor, it was a freezing cold day. Today, we're in the middle of a heat wave. I'm going to go off, I'm going to ride it some more. I'm going to go write an article for the website. I'll put a link in below. Till next time, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and come back for more great videos in the future.